I have the right to my spontaneity. I have the right to go where I want to and when I want to, and not just by somebody else's schedule, but by my own.
It's going to make me feel like I am part of society. I am a citizen just like you and every other person using that bus.
The Lyft bus increases my self-esteem because I felt as though I had really achieved something on my own.
I personally, and hundreds like me, have fought for 10 years for this.
Lyft-equipped buses have become a reality as a result of a grassroots movement to incorporate access to public transportation to include people with disabilities. This effect was culminated in the signing of the Americans for Disabilities Act 1990 by President Bush.
We've been talking about going to lunch for a long time, and I've been wanting to treat you guys. So what do you say we go down to this new restaurant I found? It'll be my treat. We'll have lunch and get warm.
I can't go.
Well, how come?
I didn't schedule a ride with special.
You don't need a ride on special services, Rhoda. We can just get on one of the new Lyft-equipped buses and go. I mean, they're all around us.
No, I don't think so.
Any new experience is frightening. Any experience that's an unknown is daunting to an able-bodied person or a person with a disability, and you just have to trust the people that are suggesting that you do it.
I was pretty nervous the first time I rode the bus, for the first time, because I didn't know how it worked, but the bus operator was really helpful. Well, first of all, he asked me if I ever used a Lyft-equipped bus before. When I told him I hadn't, he told me how to board the bus, and then he even helped me secure my wheelchair. But it was just the greatest feeling just to be another passenger on the bus, going where I wanted, when I wanted.
Could we both ride together?
Sure. There's 2 spots on the bus, and it doesn't matter whether you use your wheelchair or your 3-wheeler.
Okay, I'll go.
All right.
I like riding the Lyft buses because it gives me that freedom. My first time going to the mall, it was nice because I didn't have to worry about where my ride was going to pick me up.
People who have depended on the paratransit system and have had to get up 24 hours in advance at 5 o'clock in the morning to call for a bus, and then the possibility exists that they may not be able to get the bus.
People with disabilities have got to get into the society, and transportation is a main part of a city. And in order for me to fit in order for me to get into the society, I have to have equal access. I think that people need to realize that no one's doing me a favor. This is the law.
Okay, I want to get on the bus for one reason and one reason only. It's public transportation. I am part of the public. I am not a separate entity. I am not, people say separate but equal. I just want to be equal.
Martin Luther King said it best when he said people of all kinds should be able to get on the bus and ride together. And I don't think it's a waste of money when you think about people's civil rights.
The Lyft buses are definitely a plus. Now it's just up to us and up to the able-bodied population to accept it, and for us not only to accept them, but to utilize them.
The new Lyft buses will definitely impact unemployment because people will have a means by which to get to work.
That Lyft bus is going to mean a world of difference. It even might mean a raise for me because I'll be able to get to work, do the things I need to have done, and go on that. I will use it regularly because it's accessible to me. We can't have the jobs if we can't get to the place on time.
People with disabilities can go and get jobs and not have to rely on getting up at 5 in the morning and setting up rides or going, relying on other people.
When I think about the lift buses, sometimes I get very angry because if Chicago had had them 20 years ago, I wouldn't have had I had a job and I had to quit the job because I had to start using a wheelchair and there was no way to get there. There was no accessible transportation. So I do get very angry when I think about it, but the people should start using them. At least we have them now, and people should get out of their houses and use them.
I think people with disabilities get stared at anyway. After a year, people will be moving out of the lift, out of the wheelchair spot while reading their newspaper. They won't even have to look up, They'll just hear the lift deploy and say, and back up and move out the way. I guess there's a wheelchair getting on now. The bottom line is just be patient and listen. There's a person on your bus that is experiencing something new and different, just like you are.
The bus operators, I think when they start getting used to us, can they know that we're not glass? We won't break. If you say it talk to us too loud, or if they touch us accidentally, they'll learn to accept us just as everybody else.
I think that the able-bodied community will accept the people with disability more so when they see us out there more. It won't be like we're segregated and nobody sees us. The lift service will help blend people with disabilities into the mainstream.
It'll make things more normal, the way they're supposed to be. No person in this society should be restricted simply because of what they are or what is a part of them.
The lift buses is a wave of the future. It's going to open and unlock more doors for those people that have been left out, locked out, where they could not get jobs, they could not go out to restaurants even.
Just remember, the bus is only one way to get around. Let's work together. And it's not the big monster that everybody's trying to make it. It's a good system, and together we can make it work.
You can be independent and you can do this for yourself, and you don't have to wait on someone else to do it. That's what I like about it.
The lift buses will open up a lot of doors for us, make things a lot easier for us.
I have alternatives. I don't have to sit at home and be a prisoner in my own house. I could go out and see what's going on in the rest of the city.
Lift buses will mean that people will be able to go to work or go to the grocery store or even go to blues or jazz clubs.